Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella here from Meeple University. Welcome back to our video.
And welcome to our corner.
Yes, we are.
Little corner of paradise.
Corner of paradise. There's no board game there, but I can assure you there are board games everywhere else, including the floor.
Yes. There's one.
Yes.
Or five.
All five. So in this video, we are going to share our most anticipated Essen 2022 board games. Yay! So what we're going to do is we are going to share you what are on my list, and then what's on Tarrant's list, and then we are going to share you on our overlap. There are a few overlaps on our list, and then we're going to share you those games that would be on my list to see, check out, grab from Essen, but I already have the game. So I'm going to show you the games as well, what they are, and also you can let us know what games are the most interested to you, what games you most anticipated in Essen, and write in the comments, because I would love to know that as well.
Yes, of course, this comes from the, there is a big list of releases, demos, and older games that will be at the stalls at Essen. Those are out on BGG. It's a list of 960.
Plus more, they are somewhere else. So on Essen website, there's also a list of games for sale there. So some of yours, I think you've got your demo, I've got my demo as well. We'll tell you. So we're gonna share you the games and just quickly, briefly, why we think it should be in our list, regardless of whether we actually going to like the games or not afterwards.
Yep.
That looks interesting or something like that.
Yes. All right. So what are you waiting for? What are you?
All right. I've got Here Like Me.
Well, Stella will be at Essen. I will not be. So
okay, I will be.
I can only anticipate in absentia.
So hopefully I will see you. Come and say hello. I'll be in the meet and greet area on Saturday from 4 to 5. Could be more, but I think it's from 4 to 5. So hopefully I get to see you there. I'll be wearing my mask, so hopefully you can still recognize me. All right, let's get to it. Yep. Number 1 is Terra Nova. So Terra Nova is a simpler version of Terra Mystica. So Terra Mystica is like Project Gaia, which I actually like more, but I don't mind like a light Project Gaia, aka light Terra Mystica. I do like probably the theme a little bit more, Terra Mystica, but the mechanic is Project Gaia, and this is the simpler version, so I'm very excited for that.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens there. I guess it's next in the line of what Tuscany did for Burgundy, perhaps. Long-standing classic games. So.
Very, very, very keen for that one. And next one it's called Atiwa. Atiwa. It's the next Rosenberg game. Mm-hmm. And that's about fruits bats, and it has that classic way, but I think this is kind of like a medium complexity rather than the lighter one.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the next one.
Very good.
Next one is
Filing with Uber.
Yeah. Next one is a demo, and we've played the prototype. It's Hamlet.
Yes, we have played that. I believe we've done a bit of content for that one, but it'll be good to see that one in the flesh.
We did how to play on the Dice Tower, I believe. So I would be interested. They're not sure it's going to be just demo or there might be copies for sale. Either way, Hamlet is a unique resource management where you don't actually take the resource. You need to make sure that there is a pathway to your meeple to the resources. So that's really smart.
Yeah, it's one of those shared resources games, which can always make for interesting conflict and player interaction.
Indeed. So next one I have here is Revive. So Revive is a civilization game, and I have to look at my cheat sheet to make sure that I read the designers' names correctly. So Eilif Svensson and Christian Amundsen Ostby. That's 2 of the 4 designers of Santa Maria Capital Arts. And I think Eilif is involved with, from Chill Fox Games, the Roll and Ride one, Riverside. Sorry.
It's the cruise one.
Correct. So it looks great. So we'll see what happens. Next one is Mists over Carcassonne. Now, this is the German version, and I think they might have English rules, maybe not. And what's different from Carcassonne is this is the cooperative version of Carcassonne. Excited for that one?
We're 21 years since the original release of Carcassonne.
Yeah.
So, it'd be interesting to put a cooperative spin on that game.
Indeed. And this is probably the German version, so the official English release is probably a bit later on, but I'm not 100% sure.
There's always a language independent game.
Always language independent, correct. Next is The Great Split. Now, this was demoed to me at Gen Con 2022 by the publisher that did Evergreen, and so which is Horrible Guild. And this is where I split, you choose. But remember, I remember you say I split, you choose often have that pressure on that one person.
Yep.
But this is I split, you choose, everyone at the same time.
I don't think I've seen anything like that.
There you go. I don't think either.
It's a Seven Wonders Solomon draft.
So you would have some cards in your hand, and you would split it, and then you give it to the players on your left or right, and then they choose, and you get the rest. I'm quite excited for that one. There are other, I think, clever mechanics as well, so I can't wait for that.
Yep.
Next is Starship Captains. So it's from Czech Games. I've been loving Czech games, so I'm very excited for this one. So this is the first one out of the two Czech games on my list. I saw the demo at Gen Con as well, and it has great components, and it's a pool building, so I'm like, yay! Okay. Next, the second one is Deal with the Devil. So this is by the designer of Alchemists, which is also by Czech Games.
Yep, I did see Mateusz Kotry had something new coming.
Yes, that's the one. So the artwork reminds me of that as well, of Alchemists. It might be the same artist, and it has great table presence, and it's asymmetric rolls.
Yep.
So there's it's kind of like in the medieval, and this one they have their own agenda. So it looks really great. It's got the 3D presence on it as well, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. Next one is, I'm just keep blabbering here, Tarrant. Any of this you have questions or interest you?
I've been contributing.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm just like, I talk too much.
I said the splitting one sounded interesting.
Okay. Next one.
Off my case.
Yes. I didn't mean to criticize you. I feel bad for talking a lot.
You do have a much longer list of games than I do.
know.
But you are a lot closer to many of these games than I as well. You've seen them at Gen Con and seen demos and spoken with the publishers. So
yes. So next one on the list is, the working title was Peter Pan, and the actual title is Pan's Island. This is by Matagot, which is one of the branches that they have. And this is by the designer of Yamatai. Do you remember Yamatai? Japanese game a while back.
I do. It was Katala, isn't it?
This is a deduction game. Puzzle deduction game. And also cooperative. And it's Peter Pan theme. Okay.
Very good.
The next one is Joan of Arc, which is the Oland's version of Draw and Write, which is it has that pulling from the bag mechanic, and it's Olan. So we've seen our favorite Olans. We've seen less favorite Olans. So I'll be really keen to try this one.
Yep.
Joan of Arc. Check that out. Next one.
I'm interested to see how the pool building mechanic works with a pen and paper game. It doesn't naturally lend itself.
So have I convinced you in any of my games to be on your list? Maybe the Great Split? Maybe Joan of Arc?
I'll be interested to see how these work.
I've convinced Tarrant. Everyone, do I convince you? I don't know. All right, last one. Next one.
Convinced.
Next one is not. Oh, by the way, disclaimer. I'm not this is not a paid review or anything like that. It's just me compiling my list and just see what I think looks interesting. Next one is Woodcraft. It's the new Vladimir Suchi games. This is with Ross Arnold. He's got manufacturing. I am really keen, and I heard good things about it. and it seems like it's quite hyped up. So woodcraft it is.
Yep.
Next one, Tarrant, is Sabika. Sabika?
Sabika.
It's kind of like it's like the theme. I think that it looks great. I feel like it's probably kind of like Middle Eastern-ish theme, and it has got that rondel, got a 3 rondel, and we like usually games with rondels. And this is from the
There are a couple of rondels in my
your list.
in my list.
Yeah, you go. And this is from the designers of Bitoku, which we haven't played yet. I know. You
But it was a
probably
very
like,
big one. It was a very big one last year.
Yeah.
Very well regarded.
So that's one. And last but not least on this particular list is Tribes of the Wind. It's a civilization, and it's by Vincent Dutray. It looks great.
From an artist.
The artist, sorry. And it has that mechanic that grabs me, that you can do something or play something from the back of opponent's card. So I'm like, I'm interested. I want to see what that's all about. So that's it. Now, the next one would be your list.
Well, how can I top that?
Well, you can. I've got like your list is your list before we get to both of our lists.
I'll say that a couple that caught my eye. They look like your standard dry historical Euros, but
That's
there was
okay.
a couple of things that look pretty interesting there. There's a game called Elderman, which I am interested to see. It's got a
Demo.
It's a Hanseatic League trading type of game, economic type of game, with a wheel that manages the market. So a market wheel rather than market thing. So that one, is set in the Hansa Teutonica era. I'll be interested to see how that one plays out.
Yep. And that's a demo.
Yes, I think you're right. That one is it's being demoed. I don't believe it's available. There's another historical European trading game, Virtu, which looks like an interesting one. It's a wheel.
Your second game, yeah.
It's like a rondel building game.
Another rondel.
Another rondel, but I believe it's a personal rondel building, and you're trading and doing things throughout Italy. And so it looks like a pretty tight map. It looks like there's some interesting interactions going on the board as well. And another one that caught my eye was Pilgrim. It is a game. It's got a rondel Mancala sort of.
Mancala, yeah.
It's a rondel
Another
Mancala
rondel.
sort of mechanism for action selection. And then they pitch it as an 18xx style
I
of
saw
map
that.
building.
Yeah.
I don't think it has the robber baron stock market type of mechanism in there, but it's got I like route building, and
I know.
so to see
I'm
to
interested
see
in
that
that
set
as
up
well
on the map,
now.
I think that would be that has the potential to be quite an interesting game. Thematically, a little bit might be harder to grasp because it's a building. It's like building your monastery's network. So it's not quite your traditional route building, trains and planes and stuff. But I think that one looks interesting. And then on the lighter side of things, I really enjoyed Camel Up Off-Season this year. I think that was a really clever game, not terribly related to Camel Up, but I thought that was a really clever game. And there's an expansion coming for that, which... that game's crying out for an expansion, a few
Show
extra
off.
types of cards. So, Show Off is the name, not a show off. Show Off is the name of the
Came up the expansion.
Show Off is the name of the expansion. So, looking forward to that one.
Okay. We've got one more that is not on both our lists, which is Crossing Oceans.
Yes, that's right. Crossing Oceans. I forgot about that one.
You forgot about that one.
Well,
That's
you
why I
ke-
keep
you
it
kept-
in. Okay,
you
that's
kept
right.
it. So, no, Crossing Oceans is it's a patch on Transatlantic, which was Matt Geertz's game from about 5 years ago, I think. His main follow-up to Concordia, which of course is so wildly enjoyed.
That's on my list right now as well.
So Crossing Oceans, it's it involves the old ocean liner market back in those days. It's supposed to fix a few things with with Transatlantic, but maintain that same sort of simplicity but depth that Concordia has. So, yeah, I haven't played Transatlantic, so I'll be looking at it through a completely fresh lens.
Yep.
But yeah, pretty interested in that.
I am also now pretty interested in that. And by the way, all these games, it might not be first released in Essen. It might be already, somebody might already have it.
Yeah, these are all 2022 dated releases in on BGG.
Okay, all right.
Whether they're actually Essen releases or not.
But those are things that you can probably get from Essen.
Yeah.
And most of these probably are going to be first released in Essen Spiel. And now down to our 3 games that are overlapping. I'll let you do that because I've talked a lot already.
Yeah, the couple we're both keen on. We've got
3.
Tyletum, not quite sure how to pronounce it. But this is the latest offering from
Board and Dice.
From Board and Dice, but it's with the Simone Luciani.
And Daniel Tassini.
Yep. So it looks like it has, again, that same sort of Golem, Grand Austria Hotel sort of dice drafting mechanism, where you're using the number and the colour, and I mean that's very much a feature of their games. Trismegistus had a bit of that as well. I haven't always loved those games, but but some of them are really good, and so keen to see what this one is like. It appears to be also a trading in historical Italy sort of game.
You like that?
From a thematic standpoint.
I'm keen.
I don't know if that's going to appeal to everyone as much as some of the other themes, but yeah, keen to.
The mechanics on the mechanics alone, I am very keen on this one. Next one is the San Francisco. So Rainer Knizia's game.
Yep. Yeah, it's contracts, it's route building,
city building.
Very interested to see his games. His games are often not that complex, but have a couple of just really nice features in there. So, yeah, I'll be very keen to see.
And looks like it has great table presence as well with the buildings on the boards. And last but not least, in our overlapping list is Bee and Branch, the new Scott Alms game for 2 players.
Yeah, I thought there's not very many details out there about this one, but it sounded like a really interesting duel and a really narrow focus duel. You kind of share it. From what I can tell, you're sharing grain fields that you can use for making beer and bread, and that just sounds interesting.
I know.
It sounds like it could be a really interesting 2-player game.
And we play lots of 2-player games, so there you go. So
and Scott Alms has a pretty good back catalogue overall with all the tiny epics and a couple of other things there. So yeah, I think I don't know much about it. There's not much out there, but yeah, I'm intrigued.
Same with me. The next one would be the games that it would be on the list, but we already have them. First one is Sky Mines. That also going to be, I believe, an Essen release game. That is a retheme of Mombasa.
Yep, a couple of very small tweaks to the game. There's a second side to the board now that plays the same, but the map movement is a little bit different. But fundamentally, it is that incredible brain burner that Mombasa has always been.
We have how to play video on Meeple University, our channel as well, so check that out if you want to find out more. Now I'm going to put it down and I'm going to actually bring the rest of the games with me one by one.
Yep.
So the one that's going to be Essen release, I believe that is interesting, is the Red Cathedral Contractors, which is the first expansion.
Yes.
I'm assuming that there's going to be more expansions. We have not played this one yet.
Yeah.
And
it's not a small expansion though. It adds a whole new mechanic and piece to the game. So I'll be interested to see how that one works. Certainly, yeah, the base Red Cathedral was a good game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's we'll
had a retro feel about it.
We'll do a yes, correct. We'll do another video for that one separately. So I'm not gonna dwell in the review, review.
Yep.
Turing Machine. So this one also, I believe, is going to be Essen release. We have Again, we have how to play video for this. This is a competitive puzzle deduction game.
Yes, it's a modern day mastermind. A complex mastermind. Unlike the old mastermind where it was just do you have the colours and the balls in the right places, this one has some interesting questions you can ask.
Indeed.
But it's still the same sort of
We
logic.
play this one. All right, next one is the one that we've played as well, is Oak.
Yep.
This is a pre-production copy, and it's going to be Essen release. This is an engine building, but instead of building your engine, you build a way of saving your resources. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it was. It had a bonfire feel about it, both in theme and in gameplay, in terms of where you could get your engine from. It had an interesting Meeple management mechanism that ran through the game. So, yeah, it wasn't the easiest first play, but it ended up being a really thoughtful little game.
Really good, and that tough decision when you want to play the action card, because a few actions share the same card, so that you want to do two things. There are actions that will bring the card back and play it again, or play the play cards. But yeah, beautiful artwork as well. We've done live playthrough for it already. Next one, Tarrant. We have to also not talking too much about this one because we both like this one so much. Yes, this is Terracotta Army.
Yes.
By Board and Dice, and it has rondel worker placement game. Mechanic.
It's a wheel rather than a rondel.
Thank you.
But it was, for everything that you'll see here, it's fundamentally a simple worker placement leading to a tile placement. But it's a very interesting tile placement.
Watch out our video for this one. Next one is Flamecraft. This was successfully kickstarted. This is the deluxe edition with beautiful components by I can't say things right now. Cardboard Alchemy.
Yeah, very big in the hotness at the moment, this one.
Indeed. So I believe it's going to be in Essen as well, and our video is coming. So far we have the what's in the box video, which is showing the components and telling you what it is and where you put it and so on. Next one is Evergreen. Now this is by the designer of photosynthesis. It has some same feeling, but I think it's not as special as rotation-y as photosynthesis.
Yeah, you really struggled to visualize what was going on with photosynthesis, and even I did, and I can rotate stuff in my head.
Oh, right, yeah. Very challenging, that one.
This one...
Evergreen.
Brings it down.
Next one is Endless Winter. Now, this is the Australian version, which has got Guff Studios. So I am part of Guff Studios with Mark and Carl. So there's no way I'm going to review this game. I'm just telling you that I think this is going to be...
It's well anticipated.
Well anticipated?
It'll be a big release there from Stan Gordonsky.
In my anticipated list, not because I want to get it, but because I'm excited for our partner Fantasia Games.
Yep.
So it's a different version. And I'm not going to talk about it again, about a review, but there's how to play video, non-biased, how to play video already for Endless Winter.
And if you're in Australia, Essen Weekend corresponds with PAX Australia
Good
Week,
point.
and it'll be demoed there as well.
And hopefully be for sale there as well.
Indeed.
Last but not least is Lacrimosa. This is we're helping Mozart in his last days. This is also, it is going to be, I think it's really good. The components are great. It's double layered. It's from Dever Games, which is the Red Cathedral guys.
Yep.
Let me show you the back of the box. It's kind of like typical Euro gaming. And I was looking at the components. I was punching it out the other day, and look at this, right? It's so cool. It's like it's a music book, but it's a double layer player board. Ta-da! We have not played this yet, as of today, but it looks like kind of like the Concordia style card play, which like the deck building.
Yeah,
pool building.
Action pool building.
Action
I
pool
like
building,
to
thank
call
you.
it.
So theme is great. So excited for this one. So again, what are your most anticipated Essen release? Am I going to see you at Essen? Let me know, let us know in the comments section below, and I'll be happy to also check it out. Maybe it is your game, maybe it's someone else's game. I don't care. In any cases, write in the comments and I'll check it out. Anything else, Tarrant?
No, that's all.
Maybe I'll see you at Essen, maybe not. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and you want us to make this sort of video, or you know, maybe our most anticipated other games, or our whole Essen whole games, it's probably like should be another one which is showing, and then compare this video with the next one. Anyways, if you do that, please let us know, like the video, comments below, and subscribe and hit the bell. I am also on Instagram, so I might be posting that as well during Essen, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.